The American dream. You know the one. It's got a white picket fence, a dog named something like Buddy, and a mortgage you can actually afford. For generations, that was the deal. You worked hard, you saved your pennies, and eventually, you got to own a little slice of the world. A place to raise your kids, paint a wall a truly hideous color without asking permission, and finally have enough space for that novelty singing fish you regret buying. It was the bedrock of the middle class, a tangible sign that you had made it. It was about stability, community, and the promise of a better future for your children. Simple, right? Well, hold that thought, because for millions of people today, that dream is looking less like a charming Norman Rockwell painting and more like a cruel joke. Imagine this: you've done everything right, you saved a deposit, you got your credit score in order, and you found the perfect, slightly dated but has good bones starter home. You put in a hopeful offer. And then, just as you start imagining where your sofa will go, you get the call. You've been outbid. Not by another young family, but by an all-cash offer, way over the asking price, from a company with a name that sounds like it was generated by a malfunctioning robot. Welcome to the new housing market, where your biggest competitor isn't a person, it's a spreadsheet. This isn't just a feeling, it's a documented, soul-crushing reality. Regular people, the very same people this dream was supposedly built for, are being systematically pushed out of the market. They are turning up to open houses only to find they are competing against the bottomless pockets of institutional investors. These aren't your friendly local landlords. These are gigantic, faceless private equity firms and Wall Street behemoths. They see that charming 3-bedroom house, not as a home, but as a single-family rental asset. It's just another number on a balance sheet, another line item in a global investment portfolio. And your dream of a backyard? That's just a rounding error to them. So, the fundamental promise has been broken. The idea that homeownership is an accessible goal for ordinary working people is evaporating faster than your patience at a self-checkout machine. The game has been rigged, the rules rewritten while we were all busy working and saving. The ladder to prosperity has had its bottom rung sawn off and sold for parts. The question we have to ask is no longer, can I afford a house? But rather, can I even compete for one? And increasingly, for a terrifying number of people, the answer is a resounding, heartbreaking no. In 2008, the housing market collapsed, and millions of families lost their homes. But instead of helping, the government rolled out the red carpet for Wall Street. Private equity firms swooped in, buying up entire neighborhoods at bargain prices. The American dream's starter homes became Wall Street's new asset class, and the families who lost their homes, now they rent from the very firms that helped cause the crisis. Fast forward to today, and the problem has only grown more sophisticated and, frankly, more dystopian. The corporate landlords of 2026 are not just rich, they are technologically supercharged. When a regular family tries to buy a house, they are armed with a mortgage pre-approval letter and a lot of hope. When a corporation tries to buy a house, it's armed with something a little different: data. Mountains of it. They use complex algorithms that can analyze thousands of property listings in seconds, identifying undervalued homes with the precision of a heat-seeking missile. Your dream home is just a data point to their software. This technological advantage creates a playing field so uneven, it's practically vertical. While you are anxiously phoning your estate agent, their algorithm has already assessed the property's potential rental income, calculated its projected return on investment, and decided exactly how much to bid. And that bid is almost always an all-cash offer, made sight unseen, often within minutes of the house hitting the market. For a seller, choosing between a family with a complicated mortgage contingency and a corporation with a guaranteed pile of instant cash is sadly not much of a choice at all. It's like entering a marathon and discovering your main competitor is a bullet train. Think about what that means. The human element is being completely stripped from the process. There's no heartfelt letter to the seller about raising your kids in their garden. There's no negotiation, no back and forth. It's a cold, brutally efficient transaction driven by code. Companies can blanket an entire metropolitan area with offers simultaneously, snapping up properties before local buyers even have a chance to book a viewing. It's a strategy of overwhelming force, designed to eliminate competition. And the competition in this case is you. You, your savings, and your dream are just obstacles to be optimized away. This isn't just about speed and cash either. The same data that helps them buy the houses also helps them set the rent. Their algorithms can scrape data from an entire region to determine the absolute maximum rent the market will bear, pushing prices up for everyone, even those renting from smaller landlords. They are not just buying houses, they are buying entire markets, and once they have a controlling stake in a neighborhood, they can dictate the price of entry. So, you can't buy, and now you can barely afford to rent. It's a pincer movement, and the middle class is caught squarely in the middle. Lost the bidding war? Now you're renting from the same company that outbid you. Rents are high, and they rise every year. Fees pile up for everything. Paying online, pest control, even tenant benefits. Need repairs? Submit a ticket and hope for the best. Your landlord is a faceless corporation, not a neighbor. Miss a payment, eviction is automatic, community fades. It's all about the rent. Let's call this what it is. When a small, wealthy class of landowners owns all the property and everyone else is forced to pay them for the basic necessity of shelter, we used to have a word for that. It was called feudalism. We are now witnessing the birth of a new, 21st century version of this ancient system. A system where you don't own land, you don't build equity, and you don't pass anything on to your children. You just work your entire life to pay rent to a lord. The only difference is that today, your lord isn't a guy in a castle named Baron von Grumbles. It's a private equity fund with an office in Manhattan. Think about the long-term consequences of this. For generations, homeownership was the primary vehicle for wealth creation, for working and middle-class families. It was how you built a nest egg for retirement. It was the equity you could borrow against to send your kids to university or start a small business. By transforming houses from homes into a financial asset class for the ultra-rich, we are slamming the door on that path to prosperity for an entire generation, and likely for generations to come. The rich, who already own the assets, will get richer as property values and rents climb. Everyone else will be left behind, running on a treadmill of perpetual rent payments. This creates a dangerous and permanent division in society, the ownership class, and the renter class. This isn't just about economics, it's about power. When a corporation owns your home, your street, and your neighborhood, they have immense power over your life. They can raise your rent, evict you, or let your home fall into disrepair, and your options for recourse are incredibly limited. You are no longer a citizen with a stake in your community. You are a subject, dependent on the whims of a distant, unaccountable landlord. This is a profound shift, away from the democratic ideals of an ownership society. This new feudalism is a system designed to funnel wealth upwards, relentlessly and efficiently. Every pound you pay in rent is money that isn't going towards your own future. It's not building your equity, it's padding the returns for a hedge fund's investors. It's a transfer of wealth from the many to the few on a scale we have never seen before. We are actively creating a society where the dream of owning a piece of the world is reserved for those who already own most of it. So, congratulations, America. You've managed to reinvent one of the most regressive social structures in human history. That's progress, I guess. Are we doomed to rent from hedge funds forever? Is the picket fence dream dead? Maybe not. Across the country, people are pushing back, demanding change. Cities are exploring laws to limit big investors, and communities are organizing for affordable homes. Alternative models like community land trusts offer hope. Ultimately, we must decide, is a house a home or just an asset? The fight for affordable housing is the fight for our future.